We all remember Al Michaels' call at the 1980 Olympic hockey game between the United States and Soviet Union. He begged the question, do you believe in miracles? And he answered it with a resounding yes. But you don't need to wait 4 years to see a miracle, and you certainly don't need to go all the way to Lake Placid. Here in central Harlem, at Public School 28M, middle school science teacher Rob Schoenbach performs miracles every day. He volunteers many of his early mornings, his nights, and his weekends as a volunteer ice hockey coach for most of his students. He teaches them life lessons like dedication, teamwork, and leadership. I recently sat down with Mr. Schoenbach to ask him about his team, their goals, and how their season's going. Rob, tell me a little bit about how you got involved in volunteering here, because I think a lot of people don't even realize that there's a hockey rink in Central Park.
Yeah, as a hockey fan, you're kind of aware of hockey in Harlem, basically because, the Rangers are involved. So if you watch the Ranger games or if you watch a Devil game, they talk about, ice hockey in Harlem, just as an organization that they sponsor and they donate to. Once I started teaching in the city and I moved into the city, it was just something that was, it was a good fit for me. I had the time and I was able to do it. And the neat part about it is because I'm teaching in Washington Heights on 155th Street, I've been able to get kids from the school involved with the program. So over the past 10 or 12 years, probably about 300 to 350 kids from PS 28 have been involved with the program. And it usually averages about 30 a season that we have involved with the program. And that's been great in terms of being in the school and being a coach more than a teacher for the kids, and also being that liaison to getting the kids to a hockey program. And it's not the typical sport for this neighborhood. The families that are living in Washington Heights and Harlem don't necessarily even have hockey as part of their history from where they've come from where they've immigrated from. So being able to introduce hockey to somebody is almost like, this is part of the culture of New York City. This is part of, This is something that some Americans do, and Miriama's on the team now. She wears a burqa. She's a Muslim girl. And one of the things that I say to, my hockey friends is, you haven't done anything until you've coached a little girl with a burqa under her hockey helmet. So she's a great kid also.
Rob, how important is the influence that a coach has in a young athlete's life, both on the ice and off?
I know I'm in a very visible role with the kids, and they're looking at me as somebody that's going to push them and motivate them, but somebody that's also going to be that caring mentor. So it's the combination of the stern presence and the caring mentor that maybe I wasn't as good at it years ago. I've been coaching for about 25 years now, so it's been something that has developed and I've gotten much better at over time. And I don't take the spot that I'm in lightly. And I know I'm that person, and when I come to the rink, I know I'm seen as the coach, and it's not just somebody that's sliding in the side door and coming here to help out a little bit. I'm taking more of a role, and I think it's an important person to play as a hockey coach, as somebody that believes in USA Hockey and what they're doing. And even, in a classroom situation where we're constantly putting the kids in a group work situation so they can problem solve and have conflict resolution, and the teacher, the coach, or the adult doesn't have to solve every problem for them.
What kind of positive impact, I should say, does playing on a team have on young people?
I mean, we talk about group work and working as a team, working with a group of people and problem solving. These are all things that working as an individual doesn't necessarily give you the opportunity to even have those experiences.
What's the biggest challenge that you guys face as an organization in being volunteer-based and, having to pay for your own ice time?
You have some volunteers like me who I'm a school teacher, and my schedule coincidentally is the same as the kids, so it's easy for me to be here. But a lot of our coaches are young professionals, and they're coming from downtown jobs, and they're not in control of their schedule as much as they would like to be. So, in a situation where we would love to have 10 coaches on the ice all the time, sometimes we wind up with 3 coaches on the ice. I grew up at a rink. I started working at the rink when I was 9 years old, timekeeping hockey games. My first paycheck was for $3. I worked there forever. I've never really left the rink. And my father, he was one of the guys that worked in the rink also, and it was really a family thing. And I think that being involved in hockey and being involved in the culture of the rink definitely makes me feel like I could remain close to my father. And that's really important to me.
Rob, let me ask you, which is harder, being an elementary school science teacher or a squirt hockey coach?
Probably the science teacher. The hockey thing comes so naturally to me because I've been at the rink forever. And I started coaching, helping out with teams when I was about 15 or so. And when I got my driver's license, one of the first things I did was drive to the rink to tell them that I wanted to coach my own team in the house league on Sunday mornings. And I got that job. I've spent so much time in the rinks and so much time watching hockey that this is just second nature to me. And with the teaching, obviously there's an academic approach to it, and the methods of teaching are always changing, so we have to keep up with those changes. And I don't want to say that the teaching is a burdensome thing. It's certainly not. I love doing that, and I love being a school teacher. And what I'm most happy with is the combination of everything together, where I'm able to coach and teach, where I'm able to coach and teach the same kids, or at least one of those groups of kids are the same. And the fact also that, hockey in Harlem is doing the right thing. It's bringing the sport in a way to a community that isn't used to playing hockey, doesn't necessarily have the easy access to playing hockey and having the equipment. I guess when I became more established in the city, winding up and volunteering with hockey in Harlem was just a natural fit between the teaching and the coaching.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Thanks.
At a time when many of us are looking for inspiration, it's nice to see miracles happening so close to us here in Manhattan. For all of us here at NYFA News, I'm Roger Richardson, wishing Mr. Schoenbach and his team nothing but the best for the future. Thank you.